HollyDudes, HollyDudes, HollyDudes.
Well, hello again and welcome back to the HollyDudes Podcast, episode 16. 16. Yeah, episode
14
16.
is Dude Solo.
14 is Dude Solo, so this is 16.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right, I'm Steve.
I'm Tim.
We're going to talk about a couple of movies this week after we get into some box office results. So we had box office week 25. This is ending Thursday of this past week here. Of course, How to Train Your Dragon held on to number one spot here. No surprises there at all. Our two movies from last week, 28 Years Later and Elio, occupy second and third place respectively. How do we feel?
I feel like this is probably the most that both of those movies are going to see. This is probably 70 to 80% of what they're going to make.
Historic openings for both of these movies.
In not good ways.
Well,
Yeah.
28 years
For
later.
28 years, it's good, but again, not great. Elio, historically poor opening.
Yes. Has now become the all-time worst opening for a Pixar film.
I feel like we're seeing one of these every year.
Yeah, we do.
We're just lowering the bar at each release, just sort of, it's sad for Pixar, but the product they put out, the advertising they put behind it, this is a accumulation of many different factors. So
honestly, I think advertising was Elio's biggest fault here.
Yeah.
The fact of when I mention this movie to people who have children and they
have no
what
idea.
the hell are you talking about?
Yeah.
That's a problem,
Yeah. Well, then the release, you're releasing it up against, Lilo and Stitch is still getting screenings.
Still killing it. It's number 4.
It's been 5 weeks and it was number 4. How to Train Your Dragon,
right.
Fuck off with that.
Dude,
why are you even trying? Come on. Come on.
This was the worst time to try to release an original story.
Yes.
Up against two brand IP monsters.
Right. And the only recognizable name in there is what's her name? Zoe Saldana?
Yeah.
Who's in probably 10 minutes of the movie.
It's nothing.
Kids aren't rushing out to see her anyway, but hey, yeah.
I didn't really like it all that much, but I could see her from a child's perspective, especially if you were into aliens or space or anything.
If you haven't seen
you
movies
would like.
before, I think you'd like it.
Yeah. If you were 4 or 5 years old and you like colors and shapes and you don't mind if the character's an annoying little bastard, then you would probably like that movie. But unfortunately, they didn't fucking advertise it. Nobody knew it was coming out, so of course it's their worst movie. I'm not surprised at all.
Right.
Like we said, Lilo and Stitch hung on for the number 4 spot its 5th week. Also in its 5th week and coming in at number 5, Mission Impossible Final Reckoning added another $10 million.
Yeah.
Bringing its total domestic gross to 181 and just under 182 million. Not enough.
Not quite that 500 that they were hoping for, but
not enough, man. Yeah. Poor Tommy
Cruise. I was looking through the rest of this franchise domestic, and they rarely ever cross that 200 million mark. No. Granted, that's not accounting for inflation and
Tom Cruise does great overseas though too.
Yeah. And that's where it's making its money right now is overseas. So yeah.
Much like I think one of our movies this week, F1, is going to see a lot of its money coming from overseas.
Yeah.
It's a much bigger market for F1 in other parts of the world.
It's growing here though.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. It got me to watch a race, so number 6, Materialist added another 9.2 million last week. Ballerina at number 7. Karate Kid Legends hanging on for its 4th week, adding 3.6 million. Final Destination Bloodlines in at number 9. Phoenician Scheme and something called a Kubera number 11 was 1.7 million.
That's Indian?
Yeah, some kind of Indian thing. Yeah.
Bollywood.
Not getting it here. Yeah,
we're not the Bollydudes. I'm sorry.
Less work for me to do. That's fine. It's fine. But so not a surprising week really in box office. Pretty much kind of I think landed where we expected things to be.
I didn't lose any more bets, so
nobody bet me any money on this one. It was pretty predictable box office week.
I learned.
Coming into our weekend predictions for this weekend, June 27th through the 29th. This is currently being filmed on the 29th.
Yep.
They are predicting F1 will lead the weekend with $55.6 million domestic. How to Train Your Dragon was predicted to take the number 2 spot at another about $20 million. Elio is expected to hold on to number 3 at 10.7, and her other new release for this week, M3GAN 2.0, expected to come in at number 4 with 10.2, as well as a staggering 67.7% drop week over week for 28 Years Later, dropping to number 5 at $9.7 million.
Yeah.
I'm surprised to see M3GAN 2.0 only make 10.2 million. I feel like they were advertising this movie for like a year and a half, and people liked the original. The original was kind of a breakout success.
Yeah. So
to see this thing really, really struggle.
The thing is, it's such a departure from the original. Tone, sure, the original had its moments of levity and comedy and whatnot. She dances. That was featured heavily in the first trailer. Yep. So, but this one was clearly not marketed as a horror film. So
no,
you're not going to get the same crowd.
I haven't seen the original, so I guess my frame of reference wasn't like spoiled or anything.
Yeah,
watching this one, based on the fact that I went on a a Friday afternoon showing, so day 2, and it was me and 2 other dudes about my age sitting in the very back of the theater, and
all together.
Pretty much. Well, so this theater we were at was actually kind of interesting. So it was kind of an interesting experience. That's a whole story that I'll get into when I do my my review. But yeah, I really thought it was going to make more money, and I thought that 28 Years Later would hang on a little bit better. But word of mouth seems to be really kicking both of these movies.
Yeah. Number 5 though is that's rough.
Yeah,
that's rough to be number 5 beneath Elio.
Right?
Week 2. Elio lost 48%.
Mm-hmm.
Took a 48% hit, 67% for 28 Years Later. Word of mouth proving to be a huge factor in box office this year. Look at Minecraft, Sinners, 28 Years Later. That's it.
That's not the way you want your R-rated movie to perform.
Nope.
So, yeah, not a great weekend for last week's holdover in 28 years. A pretty good weekend, though, I would say, for this F1.
Yeah. Great weekend for F1.
Yep. And I think this 55.6 is just a drop in the bucket for what this thing's probably going to make over a weekend, because, again, there's a way bigger market for that sport.
Worldwide.
Yeah. This is like if they made a FIFA movie. Like, you think it's going to do much in the United States? No.
Pickleball, maybe?
$1 billion overseas.
Yeah. We'll get a Joseph Kosinski, Brad Pitt pickleball movie next.
I'll watch it, dude. They just built a pickleball.
Well, no, because he's already worked with Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt, so the next one would be like Leonardo DiCaprio.
It'd be Leonardo DiCaprio and my guy Josh Hartnett.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I would watch that.
It's like he hasn't been on this court in 30 years.
2 squinty-eyed old men playing pickleball.
The whole community just coming around being like, wow. Yeah. Fireworks going off the whole match.
Dude, hell yeah. Rob Schneider could be the referee. It'd be great. I would watch this movie.
Yeah. Pickleball coming 2028.
Hell yeah. I would check that out. I would definitely check that out. This week, we did have some movement in the worldwides. How to Train Your Dragon has officially passed Captain America Brave New World, making it the 5th highest grossing film worldwide this year with $454 million. So, good for them. Number 4 is still Mission Impossible Final Reckoning. 3, Lilo and Stitch. Number 2, Minecraft. And number 1, the giant movie that we'll never see.
So I actually started looking for Ninja 2 on VOD. It's not going to come to VOD until like earliest expectation is like middle of fall.
You immediately got a cease and desist from the CIA.
Yeah, I've been put on a watch list for Googling it. No, I started watching the first one. Start watching it, and then fell asleep. So
that bodes well. Yeah. Fantastic.
Start watching it at 3:30 in the morning. So that was my fault.
Yeah. Yeah, we try. I was scared when like F1 3-hour movie. We already like had a massive lunch. Like I thought maybe I was gonna fall asleep during a movie, but no, it didn't work out that way.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's probably enough box office for me. How about you want to start F1?
Let's do F1.
It's got one in the name.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. F1's first. We'll start off with that. Perfect.
All right. So F1 is directed by Joseph Kosinski, starring Brad Pitt, Damson Idris, Javier Bardem, Tobias Menzies, Carrie Condon, like stacked cast. Cast. When I saw Shea Wiggum in like the first 2 minutes, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be one of those. I was just
sad he didn't have more to do.
I thought he would be coming back. I really thought that he would show up later in the movie as like as a lead supporting guy, but damn, they keep Doing my boy Shea Wiggum like this, man. He's got talent, dude. Watch Take Shelter, yeah. Shitting on Shea every time.
We got our new weekly segment, Shitting on Shea.
Oh man. So this movie's obviously starring Brad Pitt as what's his name?
Sonny Hayes.
Sonny Hayes.
With no name.
I wanted to say Cole Trickle.
Sonny Hayes Eastwood, the race car driver.
Yeah. He's a just like a washed up former racer who just sort of goes and races at different events and gets bored and goes to race at a different event, never really hangs around. So he's approached by his old teammate and now current owner or team principal of an F1 team, played by Javier Bardem, who gets him to come back and race for him for the remaining 9 races of a season. So yeah.
How does that work? I thought maybe that was odd, but is that like acceptable in the rules of F1 to like just kind of get a random dude in here for a little bit?
Driver changes happen. You're not really going to go with someone who's, how old is Brad Pitt? He's like,
it's like 55.
Yeah. You're not going with the 55-year-old. He needs a super license to be eligible. He needs, a certain amount of practices to be eligible. Granted, he had an F1 career 30 years prior in the story. But it's an entirely different car. Dude, the sport is constantly evolving weekend to weekend. Like, there's no way that you could take a guy who hasn't raced in 30 years and have him compete with the other 21 drivers on the grid who are constantly doing this. This is their life's work.
But he's the greatest race car driver of all time.
In this universe,
he's the William Money of race car drivers.
He's no Lightning McQueen, This guy gets disrespected by everyone he comes across.
Dude, just
yeah.
I don't understand that at all. That was the biggest breach of I guess illusion
logic.
Was everybody is constantly shitting on Brad Pitt's Sonny Hayes character, like washed up fucking has-been. But his entire mythos is he goes somewhere, gets in a race, wins the race, and then leaves.
Right.
So would that not necessarily just make him like the single greatest race car driver ever of all time if he just goes, wins, and carries on?
Not if you believe that F1 is the only motorsport that matters.
I guess, but it just doesn't. I don't know, man. Doesn't make any sense to me.
This movie, you need a serious suspension of disbelief, especially if you've seen any F1 before. You
only say all that, but it doesn't even matter because none of this caught until after the movie, and really? I'm thinking about it.
Okay.
I was just very much enjoying 3 hours of that movie. Yeah. And Allison and I both saw this thing at a new theater that we fucking love, and we're gonna keep checking that one out for sure. But we both said walking out, we were like, yeah, that was 3 hours, and we enjoyed
Didn't feel
all
like
of it. Right?
Didn't feel like it. It was enjoyable. I heard a lot of comparisons to this, or of this movie to Top Gun Maverick, the previous Joseph Kosinski movie. Not nearly that level. So
it doesn't have anywhere near the storytelling of a Top Gun Maverick.
Right. There's no emotional weight
to
this. It's just like, oh, you know what's going to happen. but you know what? It's still fun.
There were some
So,
great moments.
yeah.
Like I enjoyed that moment when he's racing and everything, gets quiet, right?
Yeah.
Like he's flying. And it's
You know what that reminded me of? What was the Stallone movie, Driven? Where he's Hummer? And they're like, oh, he's humming right now. That means he's in the zone. He's gonna go faster than he fucking flips the coin out of his car and turns it. He turns on a dime, literally. Like, bro, that's what it reminded me of. Because like he comes in and just everyone on the team is just a dick to him right away. They're like, old man.
Oh yeah.
It's like, bro, what? And then like he's going out jogging with them. And the guy's like, don't disrespect this guy. He raced with the best, like Senna and Schumacher, and Rubin. And it's like, wait, dude, you were just shitting on him. Like not even 5 minutes ago. He didn't do anything to change your mind other than going for a jog.
Let me ask you this, Tim.
Yeah.
So who do you think wins this F1 race?
Max Verstappen.
Max Verstappen.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Who do you think wins this mythical race that I'm putting towards you here, right? Anton Chigurh or Tyler Durden?
Anton.
You think Anton?
Yeah.
You don't think Tyler's like loose cannon nature would allow him to combat race against Anton Chigurh?
I think he would just reject the idea of competing in a race and just stay parked the whole time. I think he would be like, this is a societal construct right here. This is
probably blow up the fucking track with soap.
Yeah. he would like drive it in reverse or some dumb shit.
Meanwhile, he's setting up the charges. Anton comes up behind him with the kettle.
Boom. You're back to being Ed Norton.
And I was having this. I was having this discussion the other day with somebody about how to No Country for Old Men.
Yeah,
brilliant film, right? Like I love the movie. I've seen it many times. Right?
It has its
People
moments.
Really like it. Have you read the book?
No.
Oh, the book's way.
I can't read.
I know you can't read, but like you could have somebody read
if
it.
It's a
you
pop-up
get an audio
book or coloring book. Yeah.
Get you an audiobook. Yeah. Right. The book is so No Country for Old Men is based off the novel No Country for Old Men by Cormac McCarthy. He also wrote Blood Meridian. But he the book is way better because the book is much more clear on what, if you're paying attention to the movie, you'll eventually figure out too. Like Anton Chigurh is not real. He's not a real person.
He's death.
He is like the figment of the imagination of an aging man who can't rationalize the violence that he sees in the world that seems to be passing him by.
So he has to apply a face to that.
Yes, like Tommy Lee Jones, as he's narrating this story. Anton Chigurh is just an entity that he creates to explain away all these other crimes.
Be responsible for all the evil.
So it makes sense to him because he doesn't want to accept that like the world has changed, like people are evil and that like all these things could happen, So he creates a villain to, explain all of that, right? And I think the book, like that's one of the amazing parts of the book is you're going along and like kind of getting much more of that than you do in the movie. The movie, like you really got to like look at it, and it's a blink if you miss it too.
Yeah.
Like it really doesn't get like necessarily revealed until that scene in the hotel, and then it's like if you blink and you miss that couple second frame in the hotel where he's not really there, then you might go through that whole movie thinking he's real.
Yeah.
So, totally off topic of F1. But while we were on the Javier Bardem and Anton Chigurh, I had to ask the question.
Yeah.
But F1 non-spoiler. I really liked it. I had fun for 3 hours.
I enjoyed it.
It's a goddamn ship full of holes.
Turn your brain off. Get some popcorn and just relax.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
No, before we get into the spoiler section, Allyson wanted to share her thoughts on this movie, so I interviewed her this morning because she couldn't make it to join the three of us, for the whole podcasting thing. But we will play this little interview here, and when we come back, the interview is about 10 minutes long. We'll come back. We'll do our full spoiler review of F1. All right, so a little bit different segment on the show today. So I took my best wife in the world, Allison, to F1 this week, and I wanted to bring you guys a little bit of her thoughts on F1 the movie. So, what did you think about it, honey?
I thought it was a pretty good movie. I mean, there's a lot of plot holes in it, so you can't really pay too much attention to that. But I mean, it's fun, especially if you don't know anything about Formula One racing. Like, it's a really good movie. Like, it's easy to follow the whole time. Of course, it's a Brad Pitt movie, so how bad can it be, right?
He's always fun to look at, even at, 60 years old? Something like that, you know?
The man still got it.
Yeah, good for him. I do agree. I thought this was a great intro to F1. I mean, I've seen one race, and I think you've probably seen, zero? None?
Zero.
Yeah.
The only thing I know about Formula One racing is that one Archer episode, so...
Yeah, the Monaco Grand Prix.
This isn't my first Grand Prix, you know.
Yeah, these cars are definitely a lot faster than the little ones in that Archer episode. So, I mean, this movie is a little over 2.5 hours. I mean, I didn't see a whole lot of checking your watch or anything. I mean, did you say you were entertained for that runtime?
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. Not going to get into spoilers quite yet, but there were quite a few, plot lines that really could have been taken out of the movie. But I mean, as a whole, it really wasn't too bad.
Yeah, I felt like maybe I think we probably agree on maybe that romantic subplot could have just went away. It didn't really provide anything.
It really didn't. Like, they started fast and strong with it, and then it just kind of vanished off. And it literally, it felt like I was watching towards the end one of those almost like a Gone with the Wind, or like one of those old movies, like black and white, yeah, my dear, I don't give a damn. Right off into the sunset.
Exactly, smash and pass, baby.
Yep. Yep, for real. And she, I don't know, there is that one scene, where she is kind of, lovey-dovey with him, and he's just,
there.
Man, I'm just, chasing that high about driving again. And then he drives angry or whatever. It just, I don't know, it just kind of adds a little bit of unnecessary tension to the story.
Yeah.
He doesn't really seem like a man who wants to be loved by a soft, kind woman at that point in time.
No, she's gripping onto him, and he just didn't seem the least bit phased by her attention.
No, he's just chasing that high of driving, man.
Yeah, well, good for him. Yeah, how about what did you think about Joshua Pierce, Damon Idris's young racer character?
You're probably going to disagree with me, but I actually kind of really liked his character. I mean, he is cocky, no doubt, his ego is huge, but I actually do really, really like his character a lot. I can't stand his cousin or whoever that is, though, in that movie.
Just that random dude who's just there to handle his press and stuff.
He's unnecessary too.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I thought maybe they were gonna go in more with that guy of the people that bring you down, and make you do that are just along for the leeches. He seemed like he was gonna be the leech character.
Yeah.
And then they just barely note on that. I actually thought he was going to get fired at the one point, and then it was just no, man, we're just carrying on. What? Yeah.
Well, now I got a question for you. Did you think, did you know who the villain of this was going to be from the start? Did you know it was going to be
Peter? It was
Peter?
definitely going to be Peter. Yeah, that was obvious. You don't cast Tobias Menzies and not make him the bad guy. I saw that a mile away. It's oh, dude, it's Edmure Tully. You don't bring Edmure Tully into this and not just make him be a slimy little bastard.
That's true.
Yeah, saw that coming a mile away. I thought maybe they were going to do more with Javier Bardem. And
yeah, I did.
he was good in this. He was a lot of fun, but he just didn't.
He was good, but he wasn't exceptional. Like, and when I mean exceptional, I mean roles like No Country for Old Men, for example.
Well,
like,
yeah.
I mean, like, that performance is probably top 2, honestly.
I even think of The Counselor with that's another Brad Pitt, Michael Fassbender, Cameron Diaz, Javier Bardem. His like it's not really like a drug lord kind of, I don't know, he hires the Michael Fassbender as his lawyer, right? And all those terrible things ensue. But like, yeah, I think about that, like when he's telling Michael Fassbender about Cameron Diaz, like on his windshield, like an octopus. Like, yeah, those were definitely better movies for Javier Bardem. But I mean, I thought he was entertaining to see in this.
He was. Also, I know you didn't watch this with me, but one of his really good performances too was in that Netflix series, The Monsters, about the Menendez brothers.
I watched some of that.
He plays the dad, and I mean, like, he's fucking scary in that show. So, like, I don't know. He was very mild in this movie for a Javier Bardem, for sure. But, I mean, I still liked him in it.
What about, I enjoyed Miss Carrie Condon, our Irish Becky Ford.
Yeah, she was pretty good.
Yeah, I always think that whenever I see her, like, in a trailer or something, that, like, oh, it's Rebecca Ferguson. And then it's like, oh, no, it's Carrie Condon. They're the same person. If it's the same person, just trying on different accents, different levels of makeup.
I did like the red-haired guy on the crew, too, who, like, does all the talking to Sonny while he's driving.
Yeah.
I can't remember what his name is, but...
I don't know if they even really bother with his name. Like, he's just kind of there.
But he's fun.
It was fun. The incredibly antagonistic reporter, like, I don't know what his problem was. Like, he just really appeared not to like Sonny Hayes for some reason or other.
He gets rich in the end, though, so...
$10,000, yeah, that buys you, like, the nosebleed seats at a F1 race. Yeah. I mean, I was entertained for, pretty much just 2.5 hours. When it was time to use the restroom in this 3-hour experience, I was, like, really trying to, like, measure that out of, like, okay, where's the right moment, the slowest moment in this movie. Is there anything you wanted to...
I do want to say, too, I mean, I know this is a very dangerous sport, right? So I'm sure crashes and accidents happen all the time. But there was a lot of crashes.
There's a lot of crashes.
Like, I don't know. I feel like when Joshua gets in that accident and, like, he burns his hands and stuff, like, I was really kind of expecting more character development from that, and I was really expecting him then to win this, like, Formula 1 race and it not be about Sonny, but Sonny really be like, okay, JP, like, this is for you.
Yeah.
But it's, like, it's about Sonny anyways. And then Sonny, like, he just wins races and he leaves. Like, I don't know, it just didn't go in the direction I thought it would, but it was still fun. It just...
Yeah, he wins every, like, major title and then leaves was kind of, like, his character. Like, that's what we were kind of, like, led to believe. Like, and it's like, well, then how is everybody hating on this dude? Like, he would literally just be the greatest racer alive would be his legacy. Like, in more of a realistic setting,
So, I don't know. And then, one thing that they always point to in this movie, too, is before he races, he takes off his watch and he puts it at that picture of him and his dad. And, like, him and his dad had this relationship. His dad died when he was 13, whatever. But, like, you never really go more in depth with that, with how much it brings it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was...
So, like, you don't really, like, and it kind of just alludes to his past, like, you don't really know why Sonny is the way he is when the movie is basically centered around him.
Very little development, Yes, there's some flashbacks and some footage, but it's never, like, retold from, like, his perspective or anything.
No.
This is very much the man with no name.
Mm-hmm.
Drives a F1 race.
Yep.
You know, like
Yep.
I thought it would have been more interesting or compelling if we never got his name. You know, if he was just, if we never got to know his name or something, you wrote it
Right.
somehow like that, like, you know, obviously, you know, his name would be plastered everywhere, but like if we, the audience, didn't get to know his name, this probably would have been more compelling. And because you could have drawn an even closer conclusion, you know, connection to that and what was an obvious inspiration for this movie.
I did want to say too, now that I'm thinking about it, because you're saying, you know, no name, but then, you know, on his, you know, suit and on his helmet, it has his name, and then it has that 7 spade, but he never looks at the card. So why is the 7 spades so special if he never looks at the card that he puts in his pocket?
It's never explained.
Like, that's what I'm saying. It's fun, but there's just kind of a lot of, like, what about that?
Yeah.
In here. Like, if you really are analyzing
a lot of what about that, for sure. That's a great way to put this.
But, you know, found out this morning that it's the same director as Top Gun Maverick, and like you were saying, it does give that vibe of, you know, of Top Gun, and it does for sure. Like, it's fun, you know, especially seeing it in the theater with all the loudness, and it makes you feel like you're there, like on the track. Like, it's
shots
fun.
from like the perspective of the driver.
Like, it's shot very, very well.
Yeah.
So there's just some plot holes.
Some holes.
Yeah.
Some holes. Some Swiss cheese, man. And that's the thing. Like, it was, we both walked out of that theater being like, yeah, this was a lot of fun. Yeah, but then we started driving away, and within like 10 minutes, it's like, well, what about that? What about this? And hey, wait, what about that thing?
Yep.
Like, it just kind of fell apart upon starting to talk about it at all.
Yes.
You know.
But you know, once again, my final disclaimer about this is it's a Brad Pitt movie. I mean, it's, you know, it's going to be fun. Even that awful freaking, what was that, Ad Astra movie we saw with Brad Pitt? Like, that was okay.
It was.
The story was stupid,
bad.
but it was shot very well.
I don't know. I'd have to rewatch it. I tried to rinse that brain out of my memory, man. Or
but I don't know.
That movie out of my brain. Oh my god, fuck me up, dude.
But yeah, it's Brad Pitt. So I mean, if you like the dude, go see it.
Hell yeah,
it's fun.
Oh yeah, like
there are some funny moments.
Like Joshua Pierce's mom says, "That's a handsome man right there."
Man. You said he was old.
He's not that old.
He's a handsome man.
Yeah. Well, I thank you very much for joining us and giving us your thoughts on F1.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm sure we'll see you again pretty soon. There's a lot of fun stuff coming out.
I'm sure you guys are definitely going to be seeing me soon, especially when Freakier Friday comes out.
Yeah. Yeah. Sneak peek, spoiler alert. Yeah. We might be seeing an Allyson for that one.
Yeah.
So
definitely,
stay tuned.
because that would be my shit. So.
Hell yeah. Well, awesome. Well, thank you, honey.
Thanks for having me.
Anytime. All right. So, spoiler review for F1 following the interview. Hope you all enjoyed that. I know Allyson enjoyed being on the pod. She hopefully wants to make more appearances.
Yeah.
She mentions Freaky Friday in there. Freakier Friday.
Friday.
We're looking forward to that a lot, dude. I don't want to spoil the whole surprise there, but definitely looking forward to doing that. Yeah, F1, man. So, spoiler review.
We're getting into it if you haven't seen it. So,
okay, you've seen more F1 than I have.
Yes.
Right? And one thing that Allyson brought up too, there's at least half a dozen ridiculous crashes per race in this movie.
Yeah. The amount of action in this movie, I'm like, dude, there's no fucking way. There is no fucking way. In the second Grand Prix that they're in, where he decides Plan C.
Yeah.
Over
Plan
and
C
over
combat.
again?
Yeah.
Plan C. He crashes intentionally.
Fined over and over again?
4 times. Yeah. There's no way he would have been able to fucking race again after that. He intentionally fucking crashes. He's on the radio telling them what he's going to. Just wait. Plan C. Just wait. Now, like, dude, you're a fucking idiot. You're losing your super license. You're losing your fucking seat. You're going back to being fucking homeless. And you just cost your friend Ruben about, what, $45 million at least?
Probably.
At least $45 million?
So that's not how this works, obviously, in real life, right?
Yeah.
Like, okay, because I mean, Allison and I don't know near as much about F1, so that's where I was like really interested to pick your brain on all this stuff, Yeah, dude, there was just so many crashes, and then you had the part where Damon Idris's Joshua Pierce character, right?
Yeah.
Joshua Pierce,
Yeah.
blew up the
JP.
crash, right? And he's like, in flames in the suit, right? And all that, right?
Yeah.
So like, I wasn't surprised that he necessarily like survived, but like that, he had these crazy burns to his hands, and then like a few weeks later, he was able to.
Yeah, he
drive.
missed like
Is that
2
like how
Grand
that
Prix.
works? Like,
Depending on the races, because it's not going to be every weekend. Sometimes you'll have triple headers where
yeah, but he's like getting
3
skin
consecutive
grafts and
weekends.
shit. Like,
Oh,
I mean, how does like when it? I don't know. I mean, I see all the training stuff that these guys do, right?
Yeah.
And so okay, you've fucked up your hands, right? Like you probably fucked up some of like your tactile stuff, and
Right.
So how do you like just a few weeks later you're up and doing this? Like I just didn't.
Movie magic.
I guess.
Magic.
And you never see, like, there was never any, like, scars, you didn't have, like, the Tyler Durden scar on the back of his hand,
Again, as soon as he came back, they were just like, forget that ever happened.
Right, like, he's fine.
He's fine. He's back. He's doing the same thing. And that's why I'm like, that whole crash didn't really influence shit.
None of it did.
Like he doesn't distrust his teammate anymore and be like, that guy put me in a bad spot. I should have gone in for this. Like, it didn't sow any sort of dissension from his character at all. Didn't help him build anything. He was already on the track too. After the second Grand Prix, being like, this guy knows what he's doing. He earned me that spot. He did that. Like, it didn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
So that right there is 30 minutes you could remove from this movie and make it 2 hours.
That had no play on anything. Yeah. The romance with fucking
I liked it.
I liked it because I like looking at her. I like looking at her. Brad Pitt's great, like, hey, that's cool. It really harkened, the whole romance thing really felt like I was watching a movie from like the 1950s. I really felt like I was watching a movie from the 1950s where you have this kind of stoic gentleman, sort of thing, like drifter guy, right?
Yeah.
Who, he come in and there's this strong, independent woman, right?
Yep.
Instead of being the girl who runs the brothel, it's the girl who runs the fucking
F1
team.
What's the difference?
Like, I mean, it's the same archetype, right? And so, he comes in and she's, I'm not gonna, have a thing with you. And then they have a one night stand and she is like kind of attached and he's like, nah, baby, I gotta keep rowing.
I'm made for
like,
the streets.
Okay. See you later. Have a nice life, you know.
Well, it was fun.
Yeah. I bet it was fun. I bet it was fun, Carrie Condon. I bet it was a great time, and I don't blame you at all, girl. Like, I don't blame you at all. But I really felt like he was, about to tell her, like, frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn, and get in that fucking van and drive off.
After Abu Dhabi.
Hell yeah.
Again, there's no realism to any of the fucking characters. No one really acts or behaves in a human way.
Oh, I lost $500 million. Oh.
Please come back and race for me again. Crash some more for me.
Like, there was just so much weirdness.
It was odd, but entertaining.
But goddamn, it was a great way to spend 3 hours doing this. We're sitting here, like, there's no way you can't rip this apart if you're trying to, like, criticize it, because there's nothing here.
Right.
But this is 2 hours, 35 minutes of I had a great time the whole time, no alcohol required, had a good time.
Yeah. Popcorn required, but
I didn't even have any pop. Well, I ate a bunch of weed gummies, but I mean, I was going to do that anyway. I was going to do that anyway, regardless of the movie.
that's baseline any movie going in.
That's Saturday going into summer break, so like, it's fine. I didn't have nothing. It's fine.
Watching the actual racing scenes, like, as someone, I've been following F1 closely since 2014, so 11 years of watching this, and the most realistic parts were Max Verstappen giving Sonny Hayes the bird, and
So he did.
Lewis
I literally,
Hamilton.
I looked down to
yeah.
take a drink at that moment. I came back up, and I was like, did he just flip that guy off? Like,
Yeah,
I
dude.
just missed it.
It's what you do when
just
someone
missed
cuts you off. You flip them off. You do that in traffic, right?
Oh, absolutely, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I throw a fucking hammer out the window.
You ever see the movie
Fuck
On a
you.
Hinge? It's this guy.
Hell yeah, dude. I
Yeah.
drive the fucking big ass truck and everything.
So there's that, like that. I'm like, all right, yeah, that would fucking happen. And then Lewis Hamilton losing out on a race win in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah. Yeah. I was kind of disappointed that like we didn't really get any like, on-screen interaction cameos with any of those folks. You know?
So Fred
Like, there's plenty
Vasseur
of-
had a line, and Zach the older
Yeah, but you didn't
team
get Lewis
principal-
Hamilton. You didn't get Max Verstappen, like, you know, actually interacting with
Right.
Joshua and Sonny.
There's
you know?
so Fernando Alonso like taps Sonny on the shoulder and like gives him a fist bump at the end. Toto Wolff is like, if you ever need a drive, come and drive for me.
Oh my
Like
god, for me.
Pumpernickel. Fucking Toto Wolff.
We have a
and-
little blonde road crew girl too.
Yeah, her name is Susie. So yeah, that was just, if you're looking for 2.5 hours of just turn your brain off, entertain me,
100%.
sure, yeah.
Like,
If you're
this
expecting
is-
any realism in either racing, romance, human interaction in any way,
There's nothing at the box. What's in the theater right now that you would say is like, wow, this is the great like
Spectacle?
human movie,
or,
you know? Like okay, like it, like, you know, like a drama or
Yeah.
like a thriller, you know, where you're like really in the human element of this thing and it's realistic and it's like how, you know, somebody would act, right? What is that thing at the theater right now that you think is that? I don't think it's any of it.
you
It's
know,
all
Bring Her
spectacle.
Back. Bring Her Back was one that's like, okay, that's got genuine, like that's what I would do
rephrase it.
there.
The top 10 box office that
Oh,
we
okay.
listed as the-
How to Train Your Dragon.
you know?
You know,
Like all of it, yeah, because it's about imperialism and enslavement. Yeah, it's
that's
pretty,
all
you know?
humanity is, dude. Go back millions of years. That's all we've done as humans.
That's pretty, you know, hey, there's some realism
Conquer.
there, right?
Conquer.
Yeah, no, nothing right now at the theater is grounded and realistic.
Right.
I think that's why I'm like salivating for Sovereign to come out. Like, it's like, oh man, can't wait. We'll talk about that in the preview section. But
It's coming up.
But yeah, man, F1, I think like I had a fantastic time and I've had a terrible time afterwards just ripping it apart. Like, I had a much better time when I was just sitting here enjoying this movie. And it's one of those things that it's like, damn it, I should have just let it be.
Yeah.
You know, I wish I didn't have to come and talk about it. Like, because
It's like, yeah, turn one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's absolutely one of those where
Yeah.
it's like you just went, you saw the movie, and you were just like, hell yeah, I saw that movie and it was great, and you didn't like dig into it, you would have a
See,
great time and
that's-
think this was amazing.
That's
You know.
where we're not casuals anymore with this.
Yeah,
We
this is the
think too
perfect
much
movie
about
for
it.
casuals.
When we were just starting out at this, like just being friends watching movies,
Yeah.
you know, all those years back, yeah, we were able to do that, you know, just walk out and be like, dude, fucking,
yeah, that was a lot of fun.
yeah, yeah.
Now, that rarely happens, but sometimes it happens, and it's like, oh, dude, that was amazing, and then we get to talk about it. You know?
Like, I was like, dude, Sinners is fucking great. And then I watched Sinners again. I'm like, Sinners kind of fucking sucks. I'm just going to say it.
I can't wait.
Sinners is an
I can't wait.
hour.
It comes
until
out on the
anything
4th.
fucking happens, dude. Watch it. It comes out free on Max.
Yep, July
So,
4th.
July 4th.
Yep.
Watch it again, dude.
I can't
Watch
wait,
it
man.
again
I can't
and
wait because I
See how long until you're checking your watch.
I really think it's gonna be the same thing. I'm gonna be
Bro.
playing Raid Shadow Legends 5
The
minutes
whole
into this
fucking
fucking
way.
thing, dude. Like
It's like,
looking up at the end, like,
Yeah.
oh yeah. There's the post-credit scene that Tim missed.
my parents love vampire movies, so I've been telling them since this came out, like, go see this. This is about vampires, and it's in Mississippi. You're gonna love it. It's gonna be so great. And so when it, you know, I got a copy of it on VOD, and we were watching it, and I'm just like, oh, it gets good soon. Don't worry, it gets good soon.
It's gonna get good.
And it's another fucking scene and another fucking scene. And I'm like, dude, I swear this is a fucking vampire movie. I'm not pulling your chain.
I promise. There's something here. I promise.
Yeah.
I think
But-
a lot of why Sinners did so well and why we thought it was so good at the time.
There was nothing else out.
What came out that was like that in the past year that was any good, you know? Like we have really been like 2024 I think was kind of a fucking
Nosferatu was good.
I hated Nosferatu.
You did?
I hated
Okay.
it. I looked forward to that movie all year. I was
Yeah.
so excited because I love vampires. Like I love
And you
vampires.
love
I fucking love vampires, dog. Like I got a Helsing tattoo, dude. I love vampires. And so I was so excited for Nosferatu. Yeah. I know all the lore, right? And then I watched it and I was like, that was garbage, dude. Like I fucking hated that movie.
It was probably the horniest movie.
It was not. No, it was not Bram Stoker's Dracula with Anthony Hopkins.
I haven't seen
Keanu Reeves. Oh, dude, you gotta see that.
Okay,
you gotta see
Nosferatu.
That's horny Dracula.
Okay,
that's literally that is horny Dracula. It's oh yeah, this is nothing compared to that, dude.
Gotcha.
Like, I actually probably have a couple of copies of it somewhere around here. Like it's very horny Dracula. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. 14-year-old me loved watching that movie. Hell yeah. But I was so disappointed by that. And then okay, we're getting Sinners. And what disappointed me with Sinners at the time was just that it was spoiled ahead of time. Like I would have much preferred to not know that this was a fucking vampire movie going into it. You know?
Right. The marketing for that movie fucking sucked.
Yeah.
That first trailer gives away that Smoke and Stack, or one of the twins, becomes
turning into a vampire.
vampire.
Why did you tell me that?
Right.
Like that would have been great to see just there in the theater. That would have got a gasp from people. We'd have been like, instead we were all like,
no way. Yeah, they're gonna face off.
We saw this shit in the fucking trailer.
It's gonna fucking happen.
Yeah,
you're just waiting for it.
You're like you're waiting for scenes that you saw in the trailer to happen as you're watching that movie. Like so. That was poorly marketed, but like it was something different. It was something that was like well made, you know. And so we got to see something that like we were getting some of for a little bit, and then we had kind of a long break and a drought of a bunch of bad movies and shit, you know. So I think it was good. At the time, people were like, "Oh man," we were like, "Oh man, this is crazy." But then now watching it and being like, "Oh,
I let it settle."
You know,
Yeah.
Aged like milk, but that's fine. You know. Did you get to finally see the whole post-credit scene thing on your second rewatch?
Yeah.
Yes, you did. Okay,
Yeah.
good. So now you get the whole picture, and it still sucked.
Didn't add anything for me. I'm like, this goes nowhere.
Yeah.
They offer him immortality, and then they fuck off again. All right, cool.
Yeah.
He's like 90 years old. Why are you gonna give a 90-year-old immortality? You know, that's something that they joked about in What We Do in the Shadows. The TV show. Have you seen it yet? All right, you gotta watch that.
I'm still watching Teen Wolf.
Again?
I'm still hell yeah, dude. Again, dude. I fucking love Teen Wolf. That's my favorite song to watch.
Murderbot.
Yeah.
On Apple TV. Really quick episodes, dude. It's like 20 minutes.
Are we like skipping whole fucking like segments ahead?
Yeah. Let's start over. Yeah. From the top.
F1.
All right.
F1 was fine, dude. Closing thoughts on F1 before we move into the next segment.
Vroom vroom.
Vroom vroom. It was cool. Yeah. It was cool. Let's keep going on previews though. We'll rearrange this a little bit. We'll keep talking about previews. We'll do M3GAN after we get out of here not previews, shit that we're watching, right? Because I'm actually really interested in hearing about this Murderbot.
Yeah. So Murderbot is starring, is that Alexander Skarsgård?
Yes.
One of the Skarsgårds.
I watched the trailer for this yesterday.
Okay. Yeah. So he's a sec unit or security unit who is like a humanoid android sort of paid for by these companies for security on off-planet stuff, exploration, space harvesting shit. I don't know. They sort of just glance at it for a minute and then just move on to the rest of the story. But he's a defective or rogue unit who's like got no, I don't know, like he doesn't have to take orders from anyone. But he doesn't want anyone to know this because then he'll be killed. So he's working for basically a group of hippies that are like just annoying as shit to him. So he spends or wants to spend all of his time watching a TV show. And instead they just keep bringing him into all their shit, getting him involved in all these dangerous situations and that. So yeah, it's really good. David Dastmalchian's in it as one of the guys. Yeah.
Okay.
Garathan. He's pretty funny in it. So yeah,
I might have to check this out then.
it's pretty good. Yeah.
Hell yeah, you got two of my favorite actors right there. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, like I said, I've just been watching fucking Teen Wolf. I'm in season 3 with so I'd completely forgotten on this by the time like this rewatch, because it's been a few years now, that like get through seasons 1 and 2 and they're like very linear. Like it's like, okay, here's a 12 episode arc, right? One story. Season 2, 12 episode arc, one story, right? Then you get after that and the whole game changes because the show started to like get popular.
Yeah.
So you know, like season 3 is 2 12 episode arcs. So I'm in the first arc right now. And then like season 4 goes back to like, 1 12 episode arc, and then season 5 is back to fucking 2 12 episodes. 6 is 2 12, and it's very long, right?
Well, they just needed something for the favorite characters to do.
Kinda. I mean,
sort of
people start coming and going from the cast after like season 3. Like you get like season 1 and 2 like have a main character in it that then like disappears, and like he's like, oh, so and so moved to London. Okay, great, whatever. Like, and then you get later on in the show and other characters disappear and they come back, or they disappear, they come back, right? Because everybody thinks like, oh, I'm on a teen show that's like doing marginal numbers on fucking MTV, so now I want to be a movie star. Like I'm too big for this shit, Like
contract negotiations coming up like every 3 weeks.
I'm like, and it's like, only like 2 of you ever did anything, and none of you people who were coming and going from the show ever did shit. So like, good luck with that,
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I've been watching that, having lots of fun, and then like I said, gonna watch Sinners this week. Well, when that comes out on the 4th, super stoked for that. I was looking into the Murderbot thing, and there was another TV series that I was gonna start pretty soon. Oh, The Americans. Have you ever seen The Americans?
I haven't.
Yeah, I've heard good things about that.
Yes,
I'm gonna check into that. But I've been having this problem when I watch TV shows now that were made, in the land of in the era of commercial TVs.
Yeah.
Right. Where it's like everything is edited to lead into a commercial.
Right.
So it's like,
and then it cuts
long,
back,
slow shot, and then it cuts back,
dun.
and it's like, oh my God, We tried watching Rescue Me a few weeks ago, and we got a couple of seasons in, and it was just like, dude, I can't do this. Like, this is so cheesily like edited that it was hard to do.
So that's where you need to watch something like HBO. Their shows from, the late 90s, early 2000s, your Sopranos or The Wire.
Hate The Sopranos, dude.
The Wire is fucking great.
I hate The Wire too,
bro.
Like, the only character I enjoy in The Wire is the dude with the shotgun.
Omar.
Yeah. Like, I like Omar. Other than that, everybody else intolerable.
The character that I can't stand in that show is Brother Mouzone. He doesn't fit in the fucking show. He's a comic book character.
Well, and then the fucking Sopranos. The Sopranos, so the Sopranos are damn near always playing in my fucking house because Allison really likes the Sopranos as like a background sort of thing,
It's what it's good for.
I can't stand it, dude. All these fucking mongoloids on screen, dude. Like, just these fucking Cro-Magnon men fucking, gabagool, and it fucking...
You're wearing the gold Casio. You can't say gabagool.
Dude, I don't give a fuck, dude. Like, I can't stand it, man. Like, it's not that good. It's entertaining in such short doses, like, that I just can't do it.
Yeah.
And even for a horn dog like me, I'm watching this HBO series and there's occasional boobs. but it's always in the fucking strip club, and they're always the fakest, most plastic boobs you've ever seen in your life.
The far back corner,
The far
of the
back
screen,
corner, a reflection in a mirror, you know, like, and it's just like, oh, okay, you know what, man, this is not for me.
But if they made it today, you would see Tony Soprano's dick in every single episode.
Yeah.
Every episode,
Yeah.
you would be seeing
That tiny little
Look at
acorn.
fucking what is it?
The White Lotus. With
The
Jason
White
Isaacs.
Lotus. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
seeing just dick
Yep.
every episode.
28 years later, huge cock swinging alphas running around.
Yeah. What's it called? The Boys.
The Boys.
The Boys.
Bunch of cock
is-
all the time.
dude, and they make constant references. First season is about how sexual assault and power struggle, and then season 2 it's like Huey getting raped for fun.
Yeah, they spend
Like,
entire
what the
fucking
fuck?
arcs like just
Yeah.
demeaning men.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like that stuff's bad.
comic
right?
relief for that. But you know,
Yeah.
if Starlight sucks a dick to get her job, then
You know,
poor Starlight.
I don't know. I mean, it's
But
just
Huey, we
it's
need
just
you to get some
pendulum swinging.
information. Go get raped by fucking Tech Knight.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fucked, dude. Like
Yeah.
it's a bad show, man.
Yeah.
Like I there's a lot to be enjoyed there, you know, and all the superhero graphic violence and shit, you know. But a
But you
lot of
gotta
the
skip through
the
a lot of
messaging
shit.
is just
Yeah.
god awful.
Yeah.
God awful.
Yeah.
It's a rough TV show. Yeah. So you want to move into Megan 2.0?
What a transition.
What a
Let's do
fucking
it.
transition, dog. Hell yeah, let's talk about Megan. Yeah, so after that fucking brilliant transition, we're going to talk about M3GAN 2.0, which my voice to text could not figure out when I tried to do that into the...
You got the concept, not the
It
execution.
did not. It
Yeah.
did M3GAN 2.0.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, well, there's nothing on the internet, I guess. So somebody figured that out. But yeah, M3GAN 2.0, right? So this is the follow-up to the original, like, M3GAN that came out. I don't even remember when the fuck the original
Megan?
was, like
2023?
like, something like that.
2022?
I don't know. It came out
Recent.
and capitalized on a lot of like TikTok dance trend
Yeah.
stuff, right?
Yeah.
So that original film did a whole bunch of money, but I didn't see it because little like tween girls dancing around and killing people didn't really seem like my cup of tea. But now I do it for this, so I had to go see this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. M3GAN 2.0, which I will have Adjust the Tip coming out at some point in the next, like, hopefully 24 hours. I'll be around to film it. I'm, like, trying to put a little bit more work into that one, so it will hopefully be better quality. Oh, man. But, yeah, so this one is... Per IMDb, 2 years after M3GAN's rampage, her creator, Gemma, resorts to resurrecting her infamous creation in order to take down Amelia, the military-grade weapon who was built by a defense contractor who stole M3GAN's underlying tech. So this does a full T2 and pivots completely into like an action sci-fi movie.
Hard left to just action comedy,
Yeah.
sci-fi.
Yeah.
There's no horror to this. There was one shot where I'm like, okay, that's kind of creepy.
You
I like
probably
that.
got to see it,
Yeah.
and I probably didn't.
It was at the I think probably first 5 minutes of the movie.
I have no idea.
Okay.
So, in classic Steve from HollyDudes fashion, if anyone's keeping count, I would like to know
He's got all the
how many fucked up movie screenings I've had to go to. So this time, okay, I was originally going to like kind of a specific theater that like I don't want to shit on, in the podcast because like I think
They're trying.
they're trying, right? They're doing the best they
Yeah.
can, right? But a lot of things like really haven't been working out with my screenings there, so I have been looking at some other theaters in kind of the wider area, willing to travel just a little bit more to see things and be able to really
reliably,
see things and have a good experience. So I went to a different theater that I have kind of been putting off because it's in a town that I'm not a huge fan of. But I went, right, because the timing was right. And I figured, well, I'll try a new theater.
Why not?
So I went to this new theater, and
What happened?
the positive, right? So
Yeah.
the positive is there were no recliners in 2025, which is kind of an odd thing, unless you're going to like a real like classic cinema sort of thing, you know,
Yeah.
like classic style movie, right? But in the back, they had what I will refer to as a smoker's lounge on either side of the entrance,
Yeah.
because it was essentially, here's 5 handicap spots that are tucked way back with walls kind of separating you from like either side, and
Keeps the undesirables out.
yes, and a little like ceiling over you, so
Yeah.
you're kind of tucked away in your own almost like little room in the back. So for me, that's the smoker's lounge, because now I can sit here with my vape if no one else is in this theater, and no one's gonna care, right? You know? So as it turns out, there were 2 like-minded young men individuals
Yeah.
also in this screening. We're the only people there, so they were on the other side of the dividing wall doing the same thing, and well, we didn't get to see really all of the movie, or really that much. We maybe saw like 60% of the movie, because they were having
Shit.
projector issues. So the
Anywhere
bulb
you go,
kept
dude.
coming out, right?
Anywhere he goes.
Everywhere I go, dude, it's fucked up, man.
Yeah.
So you would have audio, but it would just be a black screen, right? And the best they could do was to have the manager up there turning the projector on, like
I thought
pressing
you were
the
gonna say
reset button.
Acting it out.
No. This poor girl's
He's
up there
like-
pressing the reset button every time the fucking light goes out. You know,
Oh man.
and so like I can't shit them on that bad. I'm not gonna name drop this theater or anything, you know. But like
I will.
they tried, you know, and they did offer me a refund, you know, but my ticket was fairly inexpensive, and I wasn't, you know, like I'm more of the type to just like, fuck it, dude. I'd rather just keep the lights on and hope you guys can fix this fucking problem, you know. But like, so I maybe got to actually visually experience 60% of this movie. That happened. I probably won't be going back to that theater for future screenings, just because like that wasn't great, you know, and because of the drive, like, well, if I'm gonna drive a half hour, there's several theaters I can drive a half hour to.
Exactly.
You know,
right?
So that's obviously not the same theater that I saw F1 in. The theater I saw F1 in is the Classic Cinema in Sandwich, and that thing is badass, dude. That theater is kick ass, and if you are in the Illinois Valley area, I would probably recommend checking that thing out, dude. Sandwich, Illinois. There's plenty of entertainment and activities and shopping and food and stuff to do. The restaurant's got a bar. It's much more similar to the restaurants or to the theaters that you and I used to go to that were more like luxury theaters, right? We would hang out at that have bars and food and all that.
High class.
Yes. And my ticket was $6 on a Saturday afternoon.
Can't beat that.
You can't beat that. Cannot beat that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. So I'm gonna be going there. They do early screenings too, so that will, you know, make it easy for me to be making content. So shout out Classic Cinemas in Sandwich. That was a great experience. Well done, folks. Well done. Hell yeah.
Our new sponsors.
Yeah, hopefully, right?
Yeah.
One of these days, that'd be cool. No, yeah. So M3GAN 2.0, I saw it. I had a shitty experience, but I enjoyed the movie.
Yeah.
You know, I enjoyed this kind of like action sci-fi like comedy thing they were going for, you know. Most of the human people don't matter at all. They are literally just meat bags like occupying space on a screen.
Yeah.
You know. Like that there's like the one girl who's like there's like the 2 like tech helpers. There's the funny guy, and
who
then
looks
there's
like
the other
Sergio
girl,
Perez.
like Tess. Yeah, dude, like Tess does nothing in this movie. Like
she's unconscious for half of it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
she's
Like,
literally
she's removed
just like
from the plot.
taking naps and shit. Like
Yeah.
But I gotta show you a picture because you might not know who Sergio Perez is.
Sergio Perez. Let's see here.
Dude, this literally him.
Yeah.
That's him,
Let
dude.
me see here. Oh, are you saying Brian Jordan Alvarez?
Yeah.
Let's see here. Oh, it's pretty close.
That's him.
Yeah, it's pretty close. Yeah.
That
It's
is
pretty
him.
close.
Yeah.
It's pretty close. Dude, this movie needed like a Carrie Condon. You know,
Anyone with
it needed a
name.
real talented actress. You know,
They brought back the cast from the first one, and
Allison Williams was the only like person on screen worth a damn like this entire time, dude.
dude, thought she was fucking horrible.
I mean,
I'm
she
sorry.
was bad. Like it
I did
was
not
bad,
enjoy
but
this
it was
movie.
better than like
I did
what
not
everybody
enjoy
else
this
was
movie.
putting out there.
She uses the same tone for everything she says, and it's always just like sarcastic, fucking like.
So you mean
condescending.
like Jennifer Lawrence, Florence Pugh, Shailene
No, this is so
Woodley,
much more like just annoyingly condescending tone.
Dakota Johnson.
Dakota Johnson. Yeah. This is a Dakota Johnson light. Just
I thought
Megan,
she was a different
Katie.
woman. Yeah.
What do you
She's-
mean? Don't say that.
These all these people could have been fucking robots, dude.
Dude.
Like you could literally like reveal this at the end of
Yeah.
the series, and I wouldn't be shocked at
Yeah.
all.
I saw the first one. I thought it was good for what it was. I thought it punched above its weight as far as the movie went for the first one, but the second one, no. They went in the wrong direction here.
Who produced this movie? Is this
This was Atomic Monster.
Atomic Monster.
Yeah. They're the
like who's like the? It's just like it's just okay. Universal Blumhouse
production, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So Universal and Blumhouse, if you're listening right now,
Yeah.
I really hope you're one of like the 5 people listening to this podcast. But yeah, so I have a pitch for how to end this whole series. Right.
Okay.
It's the Truman Show. The little girl is the only human in this story. Right.
And the rest
because
are
all these people are
robots.
absolutely fucking ridiculous. Most of the time you see them get killed, it's like completely off screen anyway.
Well, that's the problem with having this as a PG-13 rating. Like for the first one, yeah,
This
you want
needs
butts
an R
and
rating
seats.
so bad.
It would benefit so badly from an R rating. Like that's why the Toxic Avenger coming up. I'm like, okay, that's the sort of
gonna
like
kick
campy
ass.
horror, like just shit that you need from a movie. But
I don't think it's going to make the same amount of money, but it's going to have the same level of like mouthy hype as
Right.
Sinners when it
Right.
came out. Yeah.
It's not making close to the
No,
amount
not
of
close to the amount of money,
money
but people are. I think people are going to
Oh,
love this
yeah.
thing. Like, looking at early reviews, I think that it's probably going to people that go see it. It's just probably going to be
But-
popular.
Megan 2.0, it's not going to get that.
No.
The acting is just wooden.
There's
There's no stakes to any of the there's no cool kills. Like the first one had some cool, interesting ways of killing people, and there was actual tension involved. This is just so many one-liners that are thrown in, and just they wanted to see what would stick.
Did you hold on to your vagina during the exciting parts? Yeah. Yeah.
It didn't work for me. It didn't work.
So, okay. First off, let's move past the non-spoiler stuff, and
Yeah,
this will
let's get
allow
into
for
it.
the spoiler section, right? This is not really a spoiler question, but so I haven't seen the first one.
Yeah.
And part of it because I was really turned off by the whole tween twerking fucking robot
She's
girl
not
thing,
twerking.
I don't know. I haven't seen the first. I just saw the TikTok dancey shit, and I'm like,
Well, that's
I
how
don't
they
know if
get-
that's really for me.
Yeah.
But then I'm watching this one, and every time it's looking at her face, it's just so
Jarring.
disturbing,
Yeah.
jarring.
Yeah.
The animation on her isn't good, but
uncanny
everything else
valley.
is pretty good. It's
Yeah.
just she's hard to look at, So I don't know. I'm looking at a weird doll or some shit.
Yeah. So the first one is basically, it's just a fucking ripoff of Child's Play.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And
And that makes more sense,
Which-
with the creepy, uncanny girl.
Right.
You know?
And so for this one, what was your question?
How do you feel about
Her having a doll
the
head
weird
face?
yeah.
Makes sense for the story. She's supposed to be some new toy companion for girls.
But I
and
felt
kids.
the animation on her face sometimes was
Didn't
not
match up.
finished.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe it was the obviously terrible goddamn fucking screening I'm sitting in.
It
but
could also be
was-
the visual effects. There's the part where she's using a wingsuit,
Mhm.
and I'm like, did this
that I
literally
missed
like
most of.
a PS2 cutscene?
I got to see her
There's-
launch the wingsuit,
Yeah.
and then it cut to black.
It was you didn't miss anything. It was a PS2 cutscene with a hard cut of her just going into a ventilation system.
Yeah.
The Amelia, she was probably the only performance that I'm like, okay, that is fucking what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
You know, some scary killer robot girl. The rest of it, Jermaine Clement was entertaining, but again, just there for comic relief, and he's only in about 10 minutes of the movie, you know, before he meets his ending.
Yeah.
So the main villain, huge twist, right?
Huge.
You
twist.
never saw it
yeah.
coming.
Oh, I
That
definitely didn't see
Christian,
this thing coming in 10 minutes into the movie.
the pretentious boyfriend, is
He's not
actually
your
the
type.
villain.
Oh, then he's obviously the fucking bad guy. Because
Right.
I've seen both a rom-com and a fucking action movie before. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
Surprised they didn't cast Pedro Pascal in this.
should have been Pedro Pascal. I would have preferred to see him get... Yeah, but then they would have had to go the R rating because, like, he's got to get
Good.
Oberyn Martelled again.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Could you name any kills that happened in this? I mean, I know
remember
you didn't see too
her...
many, but
The one that's in the trailer when she rips the Neuralink thing out of the guy's spinal cord, like, and part of his spine comes with it. Like, I remember that one because that was in the trailer. I remember nothing. I remember nothing. I know.
almost everything
I
of
don't
interest happens off screen.
Yeah.
In this movie, it's like I don't know if they ran out of fucking budget, but they have $15 million.
I remember seeing a lot of like blood splatter on a wall after somebody went ah.
Yeah, and that's it.
Yeah.
Again, there's no tension to the actual killing. It's just walk up, kill, walk up, kill.
What
Like,
was the
that's-
final
yeah.
like scene like? Because I missed that.
So the movie ends with so Amelia, it turns out Amelia's being controlled by this group,
Mhm.
right, that are trying to ban AI, but why the fuck did they have her kill the hostage who's not involved and then steal this, weapon of mass destruction, essentially, to do nothing with it?
Yeah.
Then she kills a broker, and then she goes there, and it turns out that, oh yeah, she's being controlled by this group this whole time. To do what? They took away any motivation that she had of like, okay, it was actually like, oh, she's trying to get to this motherboard to gain just unparalleled power.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh no, she's not. Oh, and they lock it in the same facility as her. It's like, well, why?
So it cut out for us right as like she's got like M3GAN's got the EMP thing in her wrist or whatever, and she's like limping towards Amelia.
Oh yeah,
and then the screen cut out, and like we heard eventually like a big like whoa, and then it came back and like M3GAN's gone and everybody else is like moved on.
Yeah,
like
so she just like takes her back.
Yeah.
And just lets it blow up in her face. She holds her forearm in front of Amelia, and
but it's an EMP. Like their carcasses should be there. Like they just
it's not going to blow them up. It's not a bomb. It's just going to disable their electronics for a minute.
Then like just get the bodies back and like put her back in her body. Like I didn't like.
Right.
That's where it was like, did they go poof? Like because I don't know.
Yeah,
I didn't fucking see it.
They went poof.
There you go.
Yeah.
It was so bad, dude. I really wish I would have got to see the movie, but I got 60% of the fucking movie, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know how this happens.
I don't think that 40% would have made you a fan. It was.
I still enjoyed it. Like I enjoyed the 60% that I got. Like it's not that I'm not really a fan. It's like it was fine. Like I had a good time, but I don't understand how this happens, man. I've been to thousands of movies, probably. Like how do I keep getting these fucked up screenings?
When we started this, I was getting people talking or being on their phones all the time.
Yeah,
and then I switched. The
goddamn
theaters.
Movie doesn't work.
I switched theaters. I started going to another one, and now I don't have that problem anymore. I haven't.
You switched from the one closer to you to the one closer to my folks' house.
Yep.
Is that what happened?
Yeah. So worth the drive.
Yeah.
They also have a loyalty program that works better in my favor because I see a lot of movies. So
yep.
Yeah. And they don't have a bunch of fucking teenagers or
Bad
old people.
fellow theater goers.
Yeah, people have courtesy
Yes.
when they go to this theater. So I'm like,
It's
sign me up.
real funny you say that. Allison and I, spent the whole day together yesterday. It was real
Yeah.
nice. We've been trying to, like, Saturdays, that's our day to, like,
Yeah.
work on each other sort of thing,
Yeah.
right? Healthy marriage, all that sort of, we're working on it, trying, and, we were talking about that theater
Yeah.
and how, like, it went from that was the best place to go to like,
It's
literally almost ungoable.
overnight, dude. Overnight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just over such a short period of time, it went
Yeah.
from like, wow, this is the spot to go, to wow, this is the worst place I could go
Yep.
because the people here are intolerable. The parking's horrible. Your car is going to get fucking stolen.
It started
Like-
with, there was a movie that I was seeing. I think you were there. We went to see this movie, and this group of people were sitting next to us, and they kept talking. Or no, I was on a date, and this lady
Yep.
kept talking next to me. This group of ladies kept talking next to me, and I had to keep asking them, please be quiet, and they wouldn't. So I excused myself to the date. I walked up, told the manager, hey, just so you know, there's these people in these seats, keep talking the whole time. Oh, okay. They go there. They work for the fucking theater.
Huh.
So then
Wow.
I'm walking out, and they're going, yeah, that's him right there, pointing at me. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You were talking the whole time. You were on your phone the whole time. You guys had no courtesy for anyone around you.
They
You're
work at the
distracting
theater,
everyone.
too.
And again, we were like towards the back of the theater.
That honestly, like,
But-
that doesn't surprise me, just because, like, I mean, we had that problem with the employees the one time we went there, where
When
we
went to
already
see
bought
Men-
tickets, and
Yeah.
they're like, oh no, we're closed. Bullshit. Like, I already bought
Oh
the
no,
ticket.
that was what was it? The Sound of Freedom.
Was it Sound of Freedom?
Sound of Freedom.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then another, we showed up. We bought these tickets online. It's what, like 7:30.
It was like
on a
7 o'clock
Friday?
on a Friday. Yeah.
And we pull up to the theater and walk up. Doors are locked. I'm like, what the fuck? So we could see all the employees just standing at the counter, and we're like waving to them, and they're ignoring us, just straight up ignoring
Yeah.
us. So we start calling, and we're like, hey, I see you guys are closed. Could we please get a refund for these tickets that we bought? And they're like, we're closed, and like shut the door on us again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And then-
I talked to the manager, and we got money back, but
After we left reviews,
Yeah.
we had to leave 4 reviews.
yeah.
There were 4 of us. We had to leave reviews to be like, hey,
That's the thing.
just
We did
got
we
fucked.
did have to fucking like
Yeah.
burn them on the internet to get
Right.
anything like resolved out of that. So that
And
was
even
kinda
then, they
shit.
refunded your ticket.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
One ticket. So then the next time we had a problem there, we went to see the Alex Garland movie Men.
Mhm.
Show up, walk into the theater. We're like, oh, did it start already? No, they changed the fucking screening. Didn't tell us.
Yeah.
So we walk back out. Oh, yeah, we canceled that. I'm like, what do you mean you canceled? I bought the tickets 30 minutes ago.
Right. Like, I just bought
You,
the
you
ticket.
didn't
What do you
see
mean?
me here? I walked up to your counter. You're the one who fucking scanned my ticket and told me where to go. Yeah. And then the
That's
last like 3 times I went there, it was just fucking the
intolerable.
2 guys who were like trying to fight afterwards, trying to find the guy who ratted on him. That's me, man. I
Yeah.
will fight you. Fuck you. The other time, just
Send us an
old
email.
people-
We can fight on the
Yeah.
pod. It'll
Yeah.
be great.
Old
Beat you to death
people
with my
just being
cane.
on their phone. Anytime I would go to them, hey, this person's doing this, they, roll their eyes or just act like I'm asking them to do more than their job just to stop people from disrupting the fucking screening. Like, dude, come on.
I have noticed that
It's
like
not
the,
cheap.
the inefficacy of the theater employee these days is at an all-time
Well, they're
high.
not being
dude.
paid
Like,
shit. But like, at least at this theater I go to, I haven't had problems with people. The theater I go to now, haven't had problems with people being disrespectful. So I haven't had to report shit to them. So that's good.
I'm
I'm gonna
hoping
keep
that
it
I
that
don't
way,
have any of those
and,
problems
yeah.
at the theater I am going
I hope
to
so.
now. I hope.
Hope so.
I hope. Knowing me, the next movie I go to will be all fucked up. I'll find a way.
Well, if there's gonna be a fight, call me. I'm in.
Oh hell yeah!
I'm in.
Hell yeah, dude! I'm
Yeah.
already on that shit. Like sitting by the phone this weekend. I have a friend who's like out doing some shit and thought like that might happen. So
Oh no shit!
like just kind
All
of waiting.
Shine that spotlight in the sky. Come on.
Right? Send out the bats.
His hands are rated E for everyone.
Coming, hell yeah! But yeah, man. M3GAN 2.0 was a movie that we watched. It happened. Yeah. So M3GAN 2.0. If you were a fan of the first one, you'll probably hate this movie. So I don't know if I recommend that you go see it. If you're open to a really weak version of Terminator 2,
if you could call it that, it's just a straight up action comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It follows the same plot line, even down to the like, I'm gonna die, but I'm not really.
No
dead.
time travel. Yeah, you won't have to think with this one.
I guess I didn't really think when I watched the first one either.
Yeah,
only about how much I can't stand Edward Furlong, but you know, whatever. It's fine. So we already talked about what we were currently watching. Do you want to just move into previews?
Let's do it.
Hell yeah.
All right, so that was it for this week's releases. What do we got coming up next week?
Oh, boy. So, first off, we've got 40 Acres, which we talked about.
You got to finish it.
No, hell no.
You got to finish it.
That fucking movie. I'm not, no. Dude, that $6 for an early screening was all that movie's ever going to get out of me. Fuck that movie. No, it's not getting any more of my time.
Word of mouth.
I don't care. It was awful, dude. I don't know who could possibly watch that movie and think that it was good.
Virtue signalers
that only care about that, apparently. Like, that's it. Like, they only care about the representation in the movie, which, great. Good on representing people. That's fine. But this is a bad movie. This is altogether a bad movie that I'm not going to waste my time on. There's a million of them on Netflix and Hulu and Peacock and, like, no reason to give that movie more time or money or energy.
You know what you should see more of?
What?
Dinosaurs.
More dinosaurs.
More dinosaurs.
Yes.
Jurassic World Rebirth comes out this week, on its way to make another $1 billion and sweep the fucking box office all the way through September. Yeah.
Do you think it's going to happen this time?
Sure.
It might. Might.
The last one did it, and again, these haven't had good critical or audience response.
So, I mean, dinosaurs always sell for, like, these Jurassic movies always do make some money anyway, right? Do you think, though, that the last sequence of movies was maybe carried by Chris Pratt's height in Guardians of the Galaxy a little bit? Whereas this movie being like an aging Scarlett Johansson, an aging Scarlett Johansson and Moonlight guy. Mahershala Ali. Yeah. Like, do you think
it's going to be Blade? So
it's going to be Blade
when that comes out in fucking 2035. Yeah,
it's never coming out. It's never coming out.
Not happening. Quit asking him about it.
Yeah,
you're giving him hope. Knock that shit off, dude.
I mean, this thing looks entertaining.
Yeah.
I wish that they didn't have to go the route of, like, look at this big fucking what it looks like the creature
Rancor.
The Rancor. Yeah, the Rancor from fucking Star Wars. Like, I wish they didn't have to, like, oh, now we made a Rancor. Like, okay, sure, whatever. We're doing that, I guess. I think it's going to make money, but I'm really, really curious once the embargo lifts and I get to see some reviews on this thing.
So there was an early screening of it this Monday.
Yeah?
Yeah. I didn't go. I was working. But yeah, they did an early screening of it. Word of mouth is pretty good so far. They're saying it's a dinosaur movie.
Most I've seen is like some Reddit stuff, which is, kind of take it or leave it, right? My opinion, like, it's kind of
anonymous online opinions.
Yeah. Which, like, okay, if you say you like it, Reddit, like, you people like a lot of stuff that I don't necessarily, value. So we'll see.
Ready Player One was supposed to be the event film of the decade.
Yeah.
Which decade?
Which
fucking 1980s?
Yeah.
Give it up. So again, word of mouth, take it with a grain of salt. Not everyone's seeing movies the way we see movies, but
they're probably going out and just enjoying a movie and not fucking.
You can't do that. You can't do that. Pick it apart.
hate
it. You're supposed to hate it.
That's why I wanted to, get Allison's opinion on F1, right? Because she's a little bit more of a movie enjoyer than we are, right? Than like this. But I did, just in interviewing her, was like, oh man, I feel bad because I've like contaminated you. Like you're thinking into this. Oh, I'm so sorry. Like
we are bona fide haters.
Yeah,
right here.
yeah, dude. We're unfortunately we're big haters. Like I'm not. And I try not to be. I try not to be like a critical drinker or, like nerdrotic where like my whole shtick is like just hating on shit.
Well, it's because they're making money from that. We haven't made any money. We're doing this for free. We're investing.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't like pandering, I guess.
Yeah.
Like I'm not really interested in that.
Yeah.
But if somebody threw a bunch of money at me, I mean, I'd pander all fucking day. Yeah, hell yeah.
We will show your products.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I will definitely promote your oversized butt plugs on my channel.
Just a tip.
Just the tip, man. Hell yeah. If you give me $20,000 per episode, I'll take more than the tip. Oh my god, I'm gonna kill myself with that one. But yeah, I don't know, man. I'm excited for Jurassic World Rebirth. Just that, like, hey, it's like just like in the vein of F1, where we dug into this movie and we shit on it for 30 minutes, but
goddamn, we had a good time.
Had a good time, man, and that's what I'm hoping for out of this. Like, I'm sure I'll be sitting here like, this is retarded, but I hope that I'm sitting here like, this is retarded, but I'm having a great time.
It's like a Transformers movie in that vein, to where you're like, I know this is the dumbest shit I've ever seen, but dude, that was fucking cool.
Yeah, and that's fine.
Starscream's got a sword now. Fuck yeah, sign me up.
That's the best we can hope for, man. It's the best we can hope for. The following week.
Yeah.
So, moving into previews.
Yeah.
July 11th, we get Sovereign, which I saw a trailer for this week and showed you.
Yeah.
Dude. Oh, I
can't wait.
That's a movie. I'm excited. Hell yeah. So this Sovereign follows the 2017 events in West
shooting.
Memphis, police shooting involving a sovereign citizen. For those people who aren't maybe familiar with that idea, these people essentially like believe that they can choose to opt out of the rules of law and governance. And
the ones that they feel like,
right.
They're very selective in which laws they want the government and other citizens to obey, and which ones they want themselves.
Mostly
to
a way
obey.
to like get out of paying taxes or having a driver's license,
right. And
like,
they think that they could do some linguistic gymnastics to get out of any responsibility.
Oh, my name's not spelled with capital letters, so that's not me. Or
I wasn't driving; I was traveling.
Right.
That is a gold fringe flag, and this is not maritime law. And I'm not a commercial entity. I am a human being. And dude, they've never been hit in the face. That's the problem with these people. They've never just been punched in the face.
Just lit the fuck up, dude. Right. Just like a good, like, listen here, young man.
They are the human equivalent of the kid going, I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you.
Yes.
That's what it is. That's what sovereign citizen ideology comes down to.
I think Sovcits, Antifas, and fucking Proud Boys all suffer from the same mental illness of fucking just thinking that, like, I can warp my own reality
and there's no consequences.
Make it something that you can't touch because I've convinced myself that this is the way the world operates, even though everyone around me disbelieves me.
Right. It's complete detachment from reality.
Yeah.
So
It's just delusional people.
Yeah.
But
Nick Offerman looks great.
Dude, Nick Offerman looks so fucking good in this. He plays the sovereign citizen guy. Jacob Tremblay plays his son. Dennis Quaid plays the police chief or sheriff or whatever, in the area. And dude, it looks so good.
I hope Jacob Tremblay doesn't dance as much as he did in Life of Chuck.
I could do without.
It'd be hard to
dancing.
Explain to Nick Offerman, but
he probably does do all the dancing. That's why you see in the trailer Nick Offerman beating the shit out of him. Fuck your ballet,
standing there doing this in the middle of a fucking street.
That's what started the whole fucking shooting. Oh no. but no, we here at the Holly Boys are very excited
Yeah.
for this product.
I'm sure it's gonna make a whole $7 million, but fuck, I'll give it my 20.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
No, yep, very excited for that one. Hopefully I don't have to pay 20 and I can pay $6 again. That's fucking dope. You know? Yeah, pretty excited for that. Did you see any trailers or anything?
No, nothing new. So Eddington has a new trailer, which I closed
Yep.
my eyes for. I don't want to know more about it. I just want to go into this one as blind as possible.
And I have went the complete opposite direction,
You're
and
trying
I've
to
probably read 50 reviews on this movie already.
I'm trying to stay away. Weapons also has a new trailer, which I
saw that.
I just closed my eyes and walked out because I don't want to see any more. I'm already on board. I know that the script was leaked. Stop talking about it. I don't want to know. I want to go into this blind. And yeah,
I saw the new trailer. It looks up your alley. Let's put it that way. You know what? It really
too spooky for you?
No, it doesn't. No, but you know what? It really did remind me of
Long legs,
Antlers.
Okay, yeah, I loved Antlers.
Yeah, you like Antlers. So I've read the
Loved
story
Yeah.
way before like any of that, you know. And the story I find terrifying enough.
Yeah.
So then like when I put 2 and 2 together that like, oh, it's based off of this short. Hell no. I did not watch it.
You didn't watch Antlers?
No, fuck
Dude,
no,
no, you would
No.
love Antlers.
I've read the short enough times
Oh,
that
man.
like not. I probably read that thing a dozen times. It's terrifying. It's one of the It's probably the scariest short that like I've read, and that's why I've read it several times. But it is. That's fucked up, dude. Yeah. No, I didn't. I didn't get that far. But we'll see. We'll see, man. We'll see.
You got to see it. There's nothing else that's coming out that weekend. With Weapons. So.
I mean, I was really excited for Eddington, but then I read a bunch of reviews, and I'm not very excited anymore. So
I would be more excited if it weren't for Midsummer and Beau is Afraid. If this was a second
you're not
release,
gonna like this, I don't think.
Oh,
like
no.
just from what I don't think you're gonna enjoy this movie.
Beau is Afraid had like some entertaining moments in it.
Yeah,
largely just a weird choice.
I haven't seen Beau is Afraid. It's been in my like 2 watch lists for forever. I just have had.
It has its moments.
Yeah,
but it's kind of weird.
Yeah,
it's kind of weird.
It's Joaquin Phoenix and doing a weird movie, so I'm sure it's hella weird.
Yeah. I think this was his first movie after Joker as well.
Oh boy,
Beau is Afraid.
I'm just glad he's getting more to do after Folie à Deux. A lesser actor probably would have never worked again.
That being Lady Gaga.
Yeah, dude, honestly, like she doesn't ever have to come back to the movies after that. That was enough for me. I'm good. I'm done.
We got A Star Is Born. You're good.
That was her. That was her. What was? Man, I already forgot the name of this.
Barbra Streisand.
No, that dumbass fucking movie that I had to go see a few weeks ago with The Weeknd.
Oh, Hurry Up Tomorrow.
Yeah, maybe that was her Hurry Up Tomorrow. The last time we get to see you on the screen, we're done. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I completely forgot about that movie.
I'm sorry.
That's good. Like I'm so glad that I forgot about it.
I'm gonna text you every other day and just be like, hey man, hurry up tomorrow.
Fuck you.
Remember that experience?
Oh God, I hate The Weeknd, dude. Little baby face fuck, dude. Fuck him, man. I still like. I was hoping that movie would answer to me why women find this man attractive, and it did not. It did not answer the question.
Do they find him attractive
Still on
or
a
is
journey.
singing attractive?
He gets pussy, so like he
has money.
Well, yeah.
Didn't you ever listen to the song "Money for Nothing"?
I guess.
Come on.
Just don't. I don't. He's a fuck, dude. He's like He's the Black Joan Rivers with a dick, dude. Like she like he's. It's so. He's just an appalling man. I don't know. I wasn't answered by that movie, but God, this has been the most derailing fucking podcast ever, man. Like,
I'm so glad we
this
don't do
whole thing is
timestamps.
just, you know,
I'm so glad we don't do
disappeared right into nothing. Like, every segment is ended on some bullshit that we were completely off of, you know?
Dude, yeah.
I
We need
hope
to go
the-
back to having a script and a teleprompter.
Yeah, this one had no script, no outline. We were just
Yeah.
like, we know.
We'll wing
We
it.
saw two
Yeah, we
movies.
saw two
you
movies.
know?
We both saw the two releases. I think this is the first time in a while,
Right,
or
it's-
ever,
Yeah.
that we've both seen both the movies and not had anyone just see
And look
one
where
thing.
that got us. It
Yeah.
fucking just
This is what
completely
happens.
derailed.
This is what happens. All right.
One person sees one
I'll
thing,
s-
the other person sees
yeah.
one thing. If there's a major release, then we both see it.
I'll see Jurassic World. You can see the end of
40
40 Acres, and we'll discuss.
So this was my last time on the channel, guys. I'm gonna kill myself so I don't have to see
Holy
40
fuck.
Acres.
Oh shit!
Oh, sorry to get
Alright,
it
well.
dark there, but yeah, no, I'm not going to see that movie.
Alright,
I
fine.
choose death.
I'll see
I'm
it.
not doing it.
I'll see it. I'll see it.
I don't think you want to, man. Like, it's nothing. It's literally nothing. Like, it's not. I don't understand. Like, it's only the representation that people are kissing this thing's ass for, because it's nothing. It is. I've seen 1,000 of this movie on Netflix or Hulu or
Yeah.
Prime or Peacock for free. You know, that never went to a theater. I've seen 1,000 of these. 40 Acres is nothing.
Damn.
But it has representation, so people are like, you know, like,
Doesn't it make you happy?
no,
No.
it's a bad movie.
Yeah.
Like representation's cool. Sinners is cool, you know. Like, do representation and a good movie at the same time, and that's the best outcome,
Yeah.
right? Like, representation in a bad movie
I
is
don't
a
think
negative outcome.
Yeah, I don't think
know?
it plays a factor at all. Representation. I don't think it matters.
Read
at
the
all.
reviews.
Yeah.
Read the
Shit.
reviews. If you read the reviews, that's what they're all about.
All
It's
it is
all
just
fucking
being
just
virtue
glazing
signaling?
this thing for virtue signaling. And
Sheesh.
it's so rough, dude. It's so rough. Yeah, they'll be like, oh, this is a huge step for Canadian cinema, which maybe it is. Maybe it is. I don't know that much about, like, Canadians auteur cinema, but, like, for it to get a wide release, maybe that is a thing, you know.
Yeah.
But it's nothing, dude. It's nothing. This movie should have went straight to Paramount Plus.
Damn.
Like, or Tubi. This is a Tubi movie. This is a
Shudder.
fucking whatever
Well,
free
Shudder's
bull.
got some good releases.
So when
from
you
this
go to
year.
Walmart
Yeah.
and you buy a $299 TV, right?
Yeah.
You know, and you set it up and it's got a couple of free apps
Those-
on it.
Yeah.
This thing belongs on those things. Like,
Okay.
like this is their release of the week. You
Yeah.
know, like 40 Acres now streaming on Movie. You know, like, it's
Spelled with 2 U's with an
Yeah.
umlaut. Yeah.
dude, it's so bad. It's so bad. I really I care about your financial, you know, situation, and so
I get 4 free movies a week, so
I care about your time, Tim. It's a bad movie. It's a bad movie, man. Like, I don't know, dude. Just, like, go beat your head into a brick wall for 2 hours and you'll, like, come out a better person than you will come and watch
Gotcha.
this movie. It's so bad. No. So I would say next week we both, I would say maybe all 3 of us see Jurassic World
Yeah.
Rebirth, and maybe we switch it up. Maybe we see if, you know,
do a round table.
yeah,
Yeah.
we could see if maybe Allison wants to join us and we all talk about it on that segment, you know?
We'll both still sit, and she could just stand right here.
Yeah, because 4th of July is what, like Friday?
Yeah.
I think? Yeah. So she'll probably be around on Sunday. Well, we can figure it out. Yeah. Then we, you know, we'll do a whole thing. What we could probably do is, like, put this thing to Omni and, you know, just, then it'll pick up all 3 of us. Nice and easy. Yeah, it'll be fine. Yeah. We're sitting here
We'll make
talking
it
about the
Yeah.
logistics.
You guys
of
care about the
movie.
technical
Hell
aspect
yeah,
of
dude.
this,
They totally
right?
give a fuck.
You guys want to hear about my new matte box that I got for this? It's from Foca. It's carbon fiber. Fits all kind of filters.
Hell yeah. And I bought it cooling jock straps so that I can sustain these long filming sessions in here for you guys.
New sponsors, right?
Hell yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. Is there anything you want to add to this podcast?
No, we've talked for 2 fucking hours about everything
Dude,
with F1 and M3GAN.
Oh my god.
Oh my
this thing is
God.
done all over the place, man.
I'm sorry for everyone listening. I hope you're entertained still. I mean,
I'm sure it was entertaining.
We've been laughing.
Hell yeah. We
Right?
had a great
That's
time.
something.
We had a great time. So, this has been episode 16. Like and subscribe to the HollyDudes for more of this. Share this podcast with your friends.
Comment below your thoughts on any of what we discussed in the last 2 hours.
It's probably going to end up being, I don't know. I don't know
Hour
what
and a half.
an hour and a half. Something
Who
like that.
cares?
Yeah, whatever, man.
Time is relative.
Yeah, it's all relative. It's fine. It's fine. But yeah, guys, go support your local theaters. Buy tickets. Go see movies. Check out the HollyDudes podcast. Check out our Just the Tips. We try to post those every week, too. And appreciate the support. We'll see you guys next week for episode 17.
Enjoy the
the
outro.
outro. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.